Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Lori, and we're into the blue channeling.
Hello.
Into the blue. We wanted to remind you that you can do private sessions with us and the PG9. I don't know if that's readily known, but we offer that as a 30-minute or a 60-minute session where Sarah and I will meet with you one-on-one. We will bring in the PG9 and whoever else might like to show up. And
Really funny.
I was gonna say, we've had some various friends showing, but you can ask your questions in this private platform one-on-one. So if there's something you don't feel like you want to ask in a group setting, this is a great opportunity to go in depth and basically get as much out of them as you can in that time frame, and we will bring forth the info. So head over to info. Let's send an email to info@intothebluechanneling.com. That's probably the easiest way, or you can go to our website and you can link and book it from there at intothebluechanneling.com. But we will sync up our schedules and we will meet with you and it'll be awesome.
It
So
would be awesome.
it'll be awesome. All
Okay,
right.
great. Well, let's get started then on this channeling
Let's do
session.
it. Let's do it.
I was feeling a lot of pressure in my third eye in the forehead.
Yeah,
And so opening the records there. Um,
it's very, like you said, I'm very extra today and I don't know what's going on, but it feels very giddy.
Very what?
It's very, feels very like giddy energy, like
Kiddie. Well, let's
G
see.
Giddy. I know where you.
As we did that. Okay, concentrate.
I'm gonna put back in.
Okay. So bring your giddy selves. Let's go to speak with the Pleiadian group of 9 and any guests that they want to show us today. I'm
Wow.
feeling that stadium again, like not a literal stadium, but like just a state like so many people that it's like a stadium amount of people, like spectators, basically. That's
Yeah, that was a new visual I just got. It's normally I see the boardroom situation, but boardroom, but I was seeing it like that. Oh, I think it's in the first what is it? It's in Phantom Menace, Star Wars, where that whole like galactic scene where they're in like those pods and it's a big stadium. Right as you
yeah.
said that. Yeah,
I
like
mean, I've not
the
watched Star Wars
that.
myself. Sorry, anyone that's a Star Wars fan. But like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of it reminds me of like the Super Bowl halftime show where there's like a whole stadium worth of people, and then in the middle there's like a spotlight, and then there's like, the Palladian group of 9 are just like right like spotlit in the middle of this like this big arena type space. Uh,
Yeah, like front and center.
yeah, but it's just so. I mean, would they like to explain? Are people coming to watch? Yes.
Man,
Um,
I'm getting it right in my core too. I'm not getting as much in my head as I was when we first started. Now it's like boom, right in the heart, right in the
yeah.
core, feeling a lot of that energy.
Yeah, they want to bring their love frequency. They are excited and giddy for us.
I love this. Well, as more of a knower and a feeler, they're pumping the feeling in because it is lit over here.
Um, I just saw wings again. A second. Um, Maybe they're just showing some people that are watching.
Yeah,
I'm
I
seeing
don't
a
know.
white horse with wings, a Pegasus.
Pegasus. Unicorn energy for sure.
I'm definitely seeing a white, huge Pegasus horse. Um, don't know why.
He is large. Right as you said that, then he's like large, large. Like if we were standing next to him, it feels like very like, I don't know, like Zeus-like is what I'm getting. Like it would feel like the sky. That's really wild.
So I'm receiving that the Pegasus as an entity is also a multidimensional being. And something that the Pleiadians are wanting to encourage is to consider all of the different beings, entities, species that are in the multidimensional bracket, which there's lots.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and
it's
it's
really
not
bright
just
white, like a really, it's almost like um a luminous colored, like
okay, that's it. That's what I was gonna say. It's to me, it's feeling like pastel rainbows, because it's so bright white, like it's going very shimmery.
it's so bright.
I
It's
love that
lovely.
though.
Hello. Oh, it just kind of bent one hoof down, like it's just like a
I saw
greeting,
that.
like to bow. That's so
I
hello.
saw that.
Want to bow back. Hello. That's so
And I'm
cool.
hearing a lot too, like a lot of people think that unicorns, fairies, it's just like this fey realm. I think we associate it with that. And I'm getting a lot of stuff about, what you just said, unicorns they're multidimensional. So it's even, they don't just exist kind of in this fantasy fey realm that we often see in Hollywood and in fiction and writings and whatnot.
Hmm.
They're very I equate them with dragons as well. You know what I mean? Very powerful energy. Um, and I use a lot of unicorn stuff with third eye activations and things that I do, which makes sense. The
Yes.
unicorn coming out.
Although, like, is Pegasus different from unicorn?
I've always
Yes.
seen Pegasus with a horn, but with wings. Like it's
Yes.
a like it's an even greater. Like it's you've got the unicorns with the horn, but I've always seen Pegasus with a horn. I'm seeing him with a horn now and wings.
So where do you live? Can we ask the Pegasus, where do you live? Like where you from? Wait, is there a Pegasus constellation? I'm seeing stars.
I
Seeing a
was going to say
constellation.
possibly, yeah, because the phrase I heard, I mean, it sounds so basic. I just heard the upper realms, but I do believe there is a constellation. I mean, that would make sense, but I don't know for
So
sure.
what I'm seeing actually, so I'm looking at this constellation that they just kind of right into my view. And it's actually looking like the plow. Um, I can't remember what that's called um, is it the bear? I'm getting confused. You know, the one where it's kind of like a scoop, like a
Like
plow.
the Big Dipper and the Little
I
Dipper.
must admit, astronomy is not my strong
I was
suit.
going to say, clearly, it's not our strong suit. I will say, like, the Pleiades constellation, the easiest way to find it is by going like to Orion's belt, and then you go like right over to the right. But I think the Big Dipper is like right in between that or something like that. So, but there is a bear.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. So, did you come to say anything other than hi?
Hmm.
What are you getting?
Well, I'm getting a lot this is interesting because again, when I pull cards before we get on to record, just for our viewers, and because I was hearing a lot of leadership stuff. I'm seeing that white light, that high vibration and whatnot. But I got a lot of leadership cards when I pulled today, and so I'm hearing that there's a lot to do with that Pegasus, because seeing I'm getting it all kind of brand the whenever this is back, like in the kind of the, I guess, career world or workforce or whatever you're called, a unicorn, if you're kind of a jack of all trades, and a lot of people that are looking for leadership type people in the workforce, they're called, they're looking for a unicorn. That's like a coined term. That's what is the connective element here, is the Pegasus energy, that uniqueness, jack of all trades, leadership, standing in your power, speaking your truth, all of those types of things are representative of being I'm doing kind of an air quote, unicorn here on Earth. But this is not just speaking about the workforce. This is talking about actually like how you show up to others and who you show up as. So standing in that kind of authoritative stance of knowing yourself. Okay. Go ahead.
Wow, thank you. That's a really great insight. It's interesting because I was receiving something completely different. And I
Okay,
was
tell
like,
me. Yeah,
I was getting a little concerned that like just my everyday life was kind of coming into it a bit.
sure.
I was seeing like children playing with unicorns,
Mm-hmm.
like toys, and the Pegasus was like like showing me this to say that like all the unicorns and fairies and other folk of this category, which we kind of in human terms we see as like magical creatures or mythical creatures or something like that. They love it that our children are playing with their representation, and
Yep.
that they are in fact, unicorns love the fact that they are really popular right now. And everywhere you go, you see unicorn pictures and unicorns on greetings cards and unicorns on bags and t-shirts, and they just love the remembrance. And
Yep.
they were basically saying to me, like, I'm a parent of a small child myself, and they're basically
Mm.
saying to me that when you see a representation of a unicorn, please remember that we exist. That
Yes. Yeah.
that this isn't a mythical creature. This is reality. I'm getting a lot of chills as
Yeah,
I say
it's
this.
true. And think about it too, though, because it applies, it's a gateway, of children opening up and seeing that expansiveness of them standing in their power. So I think it's, that makes sense. It's all kind of blending together of that, empowerment, being creative, going into and understanding that world, and starting out young, with the kids. It's absolutely a gateway to them becoming who they're supposed to be. Yeah, I love that.
And also because small children don't have the same filters.
Yep.
they're still more connected to the other side.
Yep.
That's why their frequency chives with this, and because they're remembering more
Yep.
than adults do, as a rule.
Absolutely.
Obviously, some adults do, but yeah, like that's one of the reasons why children love to remember.
Yeah. And the whole time you were talking, I was just seeing Rainbow Bright. Rainbow Bright and her horse, it looked like a Pegasus, but it was Starlight, I think was her horse's name. It was a
Oh,
white horse that was like was a unicorn. And so the whole time you were talking, I'm seeing that as like, and think about it, Rainbow Bright was very much in the cosmos, in the galaxy. I mean, there's a lot of parallels with that. So it makes perfect sense.
that's wonderful. Well, thank you for coming to speak to us, Pegasus. Um,
Never know what we're gonna get.
is there anything that the PT9 want to channel before we move into questions?
I'm hearing questions.
They
It's
said
almost
keep
like
up the
they've
good work.
started, yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like they've started bringing in a featured speaker, like on each one, they're kind of hanging back. It's almost like, here, we're going to bring this forth.
Yes, maybe we
Um,
should, before we move into questions, maybe we should ask about this. Like, is this
yeah.
your preferred format? We're going to have a different guest each time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think like shrugging. They're like, well, we'll see.
Yeah, and I'm hearing like it's almost seems like when we're seeing the stadium aspect, like I'm hearing like as we've moved into that, that's when they've kind of shifted over into this. So it's more of just kind of like why not type of energy is
Oh
what I'm
yeah, I mean this is
getting.
fun. Like
Yeah.
certainly there's a whole stadium of folk here. We
Hmm.
could go through a different entity or being each week, and that's fine.
Right. So fun.
Oh, they just said something. They're saying they want to use this podcast as a portal to bring through all different frequencies into the human consciousness.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
Wow. Yep. And the colors I'm starting to see in my third eye when you started saying that. I'm guessing that's representative of the various frequencies that are going to be. I'm seeing a lot of waves and a lot of colors all of a sudden. Yeah. Okay.
Amazing. Well, wonderful. Okay, so should we move into questions then? Got some fun questions, as always. Um,
I I swear I just saw the koala shake his head up and down. I'm not kidding from our previous episode.
so koala again, like shaking his head.
Up and down, yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. I seem to. He has very like spiky claws, like long, like
It was
claws.
a whole thing. He came out from the right hand side, and I just saw. Mhm.
Does the koala want us to do an AI part of him?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yes. Wow, that hit me like a ton. That okay. I know what I'm doing today.
That's your assignment then.
Oh my God, he's so happy.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's look at these questions. Oh, for some reason it's like flipping. Okay, one second.
Good. My eyes are watering heavily after that
Yeah, me
call.
too, actually.
I'm like, it's like, wowza.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know
emitting
what that
something.
is about exactly, but it is a
Mm-mm.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we ask the PG9, what are your tips for manifestation? What works best for manifesting things?
Mm.
So I immediately got intent.
I heard it loud and clear. Just fixing to say it too. And I saw a journal getting clear about
Yes,
those
writing it
intentions.
down.
Yep. Yep.
But the biggest thing is your intent. Your intention is to make sure you have a clear intention, and then
Hmm.
you can speak it into reality or write it into reality.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm also saying, like, even if you don't, because I'm seeing like almost like a question mark and saying like, if you don't know, the specifics, like maybe it's okay. Okay, they're saying like it's okay to go broad if you don't know, like, I want this exact house or this exact job. If you need to go broad, just tap into the feeling of what you're wanting, and that you'll start to fine tune and hone it as you go. But that's okay because it's something about I felt like a lot of people had I heard like a big whoosh of like but what if I don't know exactly what I want to manifest, or how do I even go about the idea of it? And that came in pretty strong of like, it's okay to go with the feeling first of what you want and go
Hmm.
broad. And that's, I think, what the point of the journal was, to fine tune
They're also saying they're sharing that humans are getting better and better at this every day.
it. Yep.
Manifesting is getting easier and easier and more intuitive and more just part like of everyday life.
Yep.
And
Yep.
people manifest all the time and they're not even realizing that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
So they just
We're be
they wanted a confidence boost and just say, just do it, you can do it. Just speak it into reality.
yes, yeah. I'm
And it can be
seeing,
yours.
yeah, that download that I got, I don't remember, it was like a month or so ago, about your imagination, like your imagination and intuition, that whole concept of how those work together. But they're also saying, like, as we're the collective humanity, like as we're moving more into alignment, that's what's helping the manifesting. So as we are having these major shifts on Earth, we are moving more into alignment, and that's what's helping you manifest quicker and better, um, because of that aligned state in yourself. So that's really encouraging, actually.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so I've got to jump to a particular question because I just saw someone come through that's
Mm-hmm.
relevant. So, so we've received a question from a listener. Can you tell us about NPCs or non-player characters that Dolores Cannon and others talk about? And I don't know anything about this at all, but I just saw Dolores Cannon come in.
Okay.
So I
I'm
think she
gonna
wants.
let you take point on this because I don't want to interject the Lori's, because I have researched and downloaded my own
Okay,
private
so I,
channelings
I
on
I I
this.
really don't know the
Yeah.
first thing about Dolores Cannon. I mean, I recognize her image and I recognize her. She's smiling at me now.
Hmm.
But this is not an area that I know anything about. So she wants to greet the audience. She's saying hello. Um, she says that she enjoys how her work kind of lives on. And that more and more people are finding the things that she herself channeled and brought through, um, and that this is one of them. Um, so what I'm receiving from her is that she's saying that non-player characters, as a concept, she was mostly right in what she wrote about on this topic, but not exactly.
Hmm.
So Dolores, could you explain? Because I don't understand what this is. Can you explain what it is? Um, oh, she's showing me like the holograms that we've seen.
Hmm.
So she's showing me. Okay, so there's people walking around, but like they're not real or they're not. Okay, so the concept is that they don't have a soul, that there's no soul embodying the body of a non-character player. Okay, a
Hmm.
non-player character.
Hmm.
Um, okay. How is that possible? I don't understand at all.
This is interesting. Yeah. Um,
So it's like to play like bit parts in people's lives to not so there's there's people going around that lack a lot of consciousness and they're there as like bit players, like
mhm.
almost like extras in on Earth basically.
Yeah.
Um, what are you getting, Laura?
It's so interesting because I'm trying to remove my Lori research out of this and my own channel messages. I want to stay present with her and with the PG9 would say, but it's the way it's kind of, I'm seeing these visuals. Obviously the movie Free Guy is being used as a big time reference. So if anybody has seen that, that is the concept in that. Um, this is interesting hearing what she's saying because I've seen it both ways. I've heard both concepts being as if these are kind of non-interference people. They're just kind of there operating in the back scene. Some people say, like when you're at an airport, all these people that are there, some of it's just filler. And this has to do with, the concept of simulation theory and all of that, which I think we should go into on a separate episode for sure. But this, I see it as a both and, like when they, like who we saw, or who I saw at the coffee shop,
Mhm.
she was there as a hologram, and it would be perceived as an NPC is what I'm kind of seeing and hearing. But it's how they came in and took form. So the part I'm wrestling with of what I'm hearing, two different things on the soul aspect. I do believe everyone that we are encountering has a soul, is what I've kind of channeled on my own. But when you are in a sleep state and you're not fully awakened up out of amnesia, you can appear to be operating as an NPC. And I think that's where confusion overlap happens. That's what I just personally channeled. I'm kind of seeing the both and even as she's talking. Because I can see her standing there. I'm seeing like a flowery
Yeah.
shirt or something.
Yeah. She looks
Um,
she looks a little younger
mhm,
than images I've seen of her.
yeah. She favors
Um,
my grandma very much. Every time I see Dolores, I always think
oh,
of my grandmother, but I'm seeing a younger version of my grandmother as well, so it's kind of interesting.
yeah, yeah. But she was smiling when you were saying that. D Dolores, is there anything that you want to say in particular on this topic or any topic? Since we have you.
Okay, maybe you would think I just got it. I was seeing the projection, so that's when we're classifying it as an NPC. Because I'm seeing her like, it almost like looks like a flashlight, like so they're trying to show that as like the projection. That's the projection, the projected image of what we're maybe classifying it as. But I think there's a caveat that's being issued here of to use caution, because sometimes if we start to view people around us as not having souls, we may write them off, or we may not. I think there's I'm not going to use the word danger, but there can be some sort of a disconnect that could happen if we just start viewing other people as NPCs and we don't try to connect with them on a humanity level. So I
No.
think that's what she's trying to say. Like use your discretion and caution. When in doubt, always treat someone as a fellow, soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. So she's saying to me, um, would it surprise you to know that there's a lot fewer souls on Earth than you think there are? Um,
Yeah,
she says
I agree with that.
there's a billion or more humans on Earth and many billions of animals and plants and sea life and everything. But the actual number of souls incarnated on the planet is a much smaller number than this. And she's saying that there are a few reasons for that. One of them is fractals and how one soul can be, she says, infinitely split
Yes.
into fractals. And she's showing me like a plant and a
Yep.
fish and a person, a human being, and they're all the same soul and they're all incarnated on Earth at the same
Yep.
time.
100%. I cannot agree with that anymore. That is
And now she's laughing at
everything.
me, it's like my head explodes.
That's what I've been working with and channeling separately, like on my own and stuff. That's huge of what's coming in. Everything that you just said is everything that I have been talking to people about. Yeah.
And she wants to say hi to her fans. So she says she loves you all. She loves everybody
I'm
listening to
seeing her
this,
do
everyone on the
like
planet.
she's doing like this, like kind of like, like with her hands and like a
Yeah,
pumping motion or whatever with her hands
yeah.
together. That's
Oh,
sweet.
I want to give her a hug. Can we have a hug?
She feels very warm. I feel like I just got a hug in my heart. Holy, holy.
Yeah. She's a very I don't know very much about her, this person, but she has such a wonderful energy. Like it's like you just want just being around her is like having a warm hug.
It is. I know.
Wanted
It's
to
like,
give
can I
her a hug.
have some cookies and a blanket now?
Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by. That was completely unexpected.
That really was. That was
And
really great to get that clarity. I love the way she framed that, actually.
great. So we'll finish here. So thank you so much to the PG9, to Pegasus, and to Dolores for coming by. And we'll say goodbye for today.
Thank you.
And bye to all the spectators as well. Please tell your the people that you guide to come listen to the episode.
Can we get Rainbow Bright next time?
Okay. Thank you for listening to Into the Blue Channeling with Laurie and Sarah. Please do like and subscribe to receive about our upcoming episodes. For further information, including how to submit your own question for Pleiadians, please visit intothebluechanneling.com or find us on social media at Into the Blue Channeling. See you next time!